Test. Oh, microphone array. No, I bet you that's not it. Let me just try. Do I sound really far away, or does it sound okay? Do I sound really far away, or like, okay, no, you're muted. Um, um, am I muted? Still no sound? Have I somehow muted myself? Test, test. Or do I sound like really far away? I can hear you, but it sounds far away. Okay, okay, I'll fix this. Properties. Test, test. No, that doesn't do it either. Wait, I wonder if this is turned on. Hold on. Let's check if that works. All right, hold on. Microphone. Uh, um, why suddenly now my headphones don't work? I don't get it. What else could it be? What else could I be doing wrong? Okay. Faint. Yeah. It's because it's coming through the wrong microphone right now. That's probably the wrong microphone too. External microphone. It's still not. Ooh, it sounds like it's super crazy loud. I don't know which one it's coming through right now. How does it sound now? Still really bad? It just looks like it's turned up way too high. Let me know how the sound is now. Hey, DJ, what's up? It's a little better now, but it still doesn't sound right, right? Okay, hold on. Cancel. Okay, hold on, guys. Sorry about the sound tonight. I don't know why. I did reset everything up on my rig, so I may have screwed up something on the sound setup. Properties. Does that work? No, that doesn't look like that's right either. Testing, 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 testing. Where's it coming from? Testing, 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 testing. No, it's still the same no matter where I go. Mm. No, don't turn this on. I think it's this. It's got to be this. Okay, how about now? You can hear me now? Does it sound like normal? Yeah, my headgear should be what's working, but I don't know if it is my headgear because it actually just says microphone array. And usually my headgear says headset microphone Vivod. It doesn't sound too bad from my end? Okay, okay, all right. You can hear me now? Okay. If I do this, oh no, wait, yeah. Do I become louder if I do this? It's a little low. Shoot. Okay, hold. Now I gotta turn the max on there. I don't think it's coming through the right one. Hmm. Hmm. All right, let me try. Hmm. Dang it, I messed something up. Test, 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 test. No, that's not right at all. Um, it seems like that's too far. Oh, guys, sorry about all this. Um, oh, you just have found out. Did you get a house centipede for the first time? They're pretty gross, huh? Streaming microphone. Test, 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 test. Okay. Okay, guys, listen, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna delete all my inputs and like restart. Yeah, bug. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it, Eric. All right, give me a second, guys. Move. Yes. Testing. Okay. Ah, okay. All right. Remove. I'm just removing all of my. Yeah. Remove. Yes. I'm still coming in somehow. How many different things did I enter in? Okay. Osidoshi frame. I gotta change that out. Hey, what's up, Meadow? Sorry, I'm just dealing with a little bit of audio output. Let me try that one and remove it. Okay. Give me just a second here. What was that? What was it about something? That Taco Bell is open. Oh, yeah. Hey, that Taco Bell's officially open, Maki. Okay, sorry. What's going on? I know. Okay, why isn't, oh, whoa. Now let me try this out. Okay, now it says use device timestamps. I don't need that. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see if I try to play something if I can hear it too. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Just open this up. Okay. Um, Unfortunately, this would what? Can we read that sentence? Okay. Dream Station. Cool. I like it. I don't hear anything right now. Okay. English. Come on, come on, come on. You know what? Close this out real quick. I need to check what my audio setup is. Oh, no, my speakers are set to the wrong thing. Headphones. Okay. All right, almost. Sorry for all the problems, guys. Uh, isn't YouTube fun? I mean, isn't streaming fun? All right, hold on. Bring out YouTube. All right. Let me see if I can hear myself. All right, almost. Sorry for all the problems, guys. Oh, I'm coming through like multiple channels. Isn't YouTube fun? I mean, isn't streaming fun? All right, hold on. Bring out YouTube. All right. Let me see if I can hear myself. Okay. So when I see that play through desktop, okay, soundboard, no, okay, sound's gonna disappear just for a second, don't worry, it's me doing it. Laptop, window, chat, laptop cam, video. How do I remove? Rename, unhide. Is someone in a voice chat with you on Discord? No, no. I don't have Discord on my computer. I hate having Discord on my computer. I just, it's irritating. Because you'll forget that you have Discord open and then people are trying to message you and they wonder why you're not answering. And it's not that you don't want to answer, it's that you just don't even realize you got it open. All right. Currently in use. All right. You okay, Bubby? All right. How do I remove this one? Lock, no. Property. Okay. Properties. Does that one work? External microphone. Does that one sound like the best sound so far? I think if this one sounds like it normally does, then I figured out what the problem finally is. Do I sound like I'm like normal quality sound now when I'm talking? Much better. Oh, God, do you know what it did? It changed the name of my microphone. That's why I wasn't connected up to the right one. Oh my God, man. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. You guys rock, man. You guys got me through it. Dude, what just happened? I just lost the why? So what it did is this is called like Vivati microphone. This is what the headset's called. And usually that's what I connect to. So I kept looking for that. And when I would connect to it, it wouldn't work. Like it just wouldn't show me any volume at all. And finally, I found one that said Steam Streaming External Microphone. And I was like, maybe that's it. That was the right one. I've never named it that. I've never created that name. I did unplug every single thing today and plug everything back in because I moved around everything around my desk. So I guess maybe that's like a default name that it goes to or something. I don't know. Sorry, it's my first day using a computer, guys. All right, let's do a chat capture. But thank you guys for bearing with me on that one. That was painful. Oh, and by the way, oh, what? What did I just do? Oh, I'm so stupid. Look, wait, hold on. This is the dumbest thing I think I've ever done. I tried to capture something and instead I captured my own window of myself recording for my chat window. That's smart. That's some good stuff there. All right, let's try that one again. Where's my pop-out chat? There we go. That was the right thing. Ay, 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 ay. I swear I know how to computer. All right, let's see how this looks when it's not. Okay. I think I need to work on the chat for how. Yeah, I got to change it different. I got to get a different box for that one. This will be okay for tonight, but I need to. Now. Okay, let me see. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I don't want to report or block anybody. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, wait. I see. Actually, that's not too bad. Hold on. Let me shrink it in. Yeah, you know what? Oh, wait. Why does it only. If I pull the one side, it just shrinks the other side. What the heck? No. Okay, here. Now let's see how that looks. No, I still could go a little bit smaller. Oh my God, I'm not trying to grab that window. Sorry as I adjust. This is the problem with setting up a whole new template. It messes with everything. Look, you guys can kind of see my food right there. My bacon, salami, cheese, pepper jack cheese. What do you mean, You just ate that last night. All right, you ate it pretty quickly last night, so. All right, you like the black and white? I don't know. I may go for more like later, or I may change it up more later, but there we go. I need to do something with the camera to make, because I have the two cameras. I need to rotate this one more. I need to get something that like puts my laptop on a swivel. Something I'll have to get for that. It's kind of goofy right there. This is the burger cam. Yeah. All right. Thank you for bearing with me, guys. You guys are the best. Only my chat would put up with this. Everybody else would have signed off on anybody else's. There's Unrested again, bumbling around with the sound. All right. I do actually want to make sure though it's coming through. Oh yeah, it would come through if it's desktop audio. Burger Cam 2000. Hold on. This is what we'll do. We'll do this. Hold on. Can we say duplicate? Is there a duplicate? No, they don't just let you do an auto duplicate. Man, they should. Oh, paste duplicate. Oh, so I got to copy and then paste. Okay, there we go. All right, hold on. Properties. All right, change the text. Select color, black. Okay. And go back up to here. And then burger cam 5,000. Nah, we'll just go with this many. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right. All right. And Von Mughal, welcome back. Who else do we got here tonight? Osaka Shogun. Dude, I'm glad to see you back here, man. We hadn't seen you in a while. Is everything okay, bud? You like the black and white, Alejandra? Thank you. I appreciate that. Jonah, thank you for getting the Discord going right there with a please feel free to join. I computer so good. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Dino, welcome back again. Dino, you've been on, Dino and Meadow, you guys have both been on pretty consistently the last few nights. I appreciate that. I always love having like brand new consistent members that are always on. Like I know you guys have been with the channel for a while, but when you're here with me on stream, it feels so much more real. Oh, Deco. Deco decided to make a, here, hold on. We got to get a Neko cam. If I reach up for the camera, though, I'm afraid he's going to be like, hey, you're squishing me. You're just excited because I have food. What are you doing? All right. What do you guys think of my brand new mustache? What do you guys think? Is it looking good? All right. Let's see here. What did we plan to do tonight? I got a couple new games. I got one that looks really interesting. It's called Late Homework. It's a Japanese game. I wonder if it's just called Osoi Shukudai. Let me just check. Hold on. Give me just a second here. We'll go to downloads. I'll just show you what I've downloaded. Oh, and guys, that Clock Tower game came out. The Clock Tower remake. I immediately bought it. It's only like $16 or $19 only. Is a cat gonna grab at the burger? Yeah, he's gonna try. He's gonna try, but he's gonna no eat no burger. You alright? Yeah, what? This is my good boy. Oh, choy, 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 choy. Oh, daddy. I love snacks. I mean you, daddy. I love you, not snacks. Just you, daddy. I mean, I do love snacks too, but deco. Yeah, it's deco. So like it's short for it's the word for like decorating something in Japanese. Like you ever seen those old cell phones, those flip phones where girls used to put a bunch of little diamonds all over them? That was called a deco denwa, which just means like decorated phone. So it's kind of like that. Imagine that's how it's used. So, well, I'm glad you're giving me some time, buddy. Usually you're too scared to come up here when I'm doing streaming. So I'm very happy to have you here. You're probably going to get more viewers than me, bud. All right. Clock Tower, let's go. Yeah, okay, so we got a couple here. We got Fear the Spotlight. We got I didn't buy the whole game. I didn't buy anything. I got the demo of The Scourge, which is a Vietnamese horror game. What else do we got? Well, you know what? Let me just share my screen instead of me just being like, guys, do you want an audio version of streaming live? Let me close all this other setting stuff out. All right. I'm so glad we got everything going though. The way I have my whole setup now is way better too. Like it's way more manageable and everything's easy to grab. Little by little, I put this thing together. It's all like stuff I've had for a while, but I've never ever arranged everything to be in a good setup. Ikram, what's up, bud? Who else? Let me just make sure I've said hi to everybody. Nuno, glad that here you're excited about Clock Tower. What if I told you guys I got Clock Tower, but instead we just played Night Cry instead? Do you guys know that game, Night Cry? Um, let's see, who else? Have I missed saying hi to anybody else? We said hi to Meadow. Said hi to Eric. DJ, we said hi. DJ, yeah, you couldn't hear me before. Sorry about that, but I was telling you good job on the Casey Neistat stuff. Oh, and Striker. Striker, sorry, dude. Sorry I didn't say hi, man. I don't know if you already signed off. I know you just come on here to say hi. All right. It's pretty late where I am, but my sleeping pattern is all out of whack. Hey, don't feel like you need to stay up for me, okay, Meadow? Healthy sleep comes first, all right? My stream will always be a VOD for you to watch, okay? But I am very happy that you're here watching with us. I appreciate that. Nightcry sounds, oh God. Okay, so if you guys don't know about Nightcry, it's pretty much like the remaining members of Clock Tower. Like it wasn't like the actual art creator or programmer. It was just like some of like the strays left over from the Clock Tower team got together and did a Kickstarter for a new Clock Tower, but they couldn't get the IP, so they called it Nightcry. It's like possibly one of the worst games ever. I highly recommend you watch John Wolf's playthrough of Nightcry. It is, if you're really feeling down, if you're having a bad day, if you need a good laugh, I promise you watching his playthrough of Nightcry will cheer you up so much. If I'm ever like struggling through the day or anything, I always watch his playthrough of Nightcry, and it's by far one of the funniest things ever. All right. Okay. Let me share that screen like I said I was gonna. I'm all out of whack kind of now because what am I gonna do with this? I can't, if I shrink this down, it's gonna mess me up. Oh, you know what I can do? Just put it here on the other screen. I've got 3 monitor. Oh, can I do that? Oh no, that stretches it too big on here, huh? Hmm. Do you guys feel like chat's too small in there? Oh, what the heck? Why did it do that? That's kind of funny though. All right. I feel like chat's almost too tiny. All right, I need to get, hold on. There we go. All right. Now, like, Deco, sorry, but sorry, your tail was on top of the headphones. I'm sorry. I don't mean to mess up your rest, but all right. This is the best boy ever. My sweet, sweet Deco. All right, I can read it really good now. I've got it actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but I've got chat right here now, so I can read nice and easy. Oh, you got to pet a cat exactly like Deco. So I didn't know it until I got Deco, but this type of cat is called a tuxedo cat. And have you ever seen the type of cats that have like orange spots, like gray spots, black spots, and like white spots? It's just kind of all a big mix. They're called tortoise cats, which I feel like is a really cool name. I didn't know like each type of cat, like the tabby cat is the orange one. I've heard that one before. Um, what do they call like a gray one? Um, we have one in Japan. He's my wife's cat, but he's pretty much lived with her sister for the last few years. And he's got what's called Kagishipo. And I never realized this. Like, I thought like he was injured because his tail is like shaped like a key, where it's like, you know how like an old school type of key is like up, down, up, down, up, like, and it's just like, I mean, like almost like in like 45-degree angles, right? And I thought he had gotten like injured and that's why his tail's all messed up like that. No, apparently, if there's a Japanese cat and has offspring with a Western cat, it'll be born with Kagishipo, which means key tail. Blew my mind. Hey, Maki, if you get up, can you get me a Crystal Light, one of those red drinks? All right, thank you. I'm dripping stuff all over. I'm sorry. My cat looking up at me like, what are you doing? Can you grab me two of them? I'm a thirsty boy. Thank you. I like that shirt. That shirt's super cool. What is this character? Do you know? It's like if Mickey Mouse was cursed. All right. If you're ever wondering what this stuff is, it's just Crystal Light fruit punch. It's like 5 calories. All right. Okay. Welcome to live chat. Remember, guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. That's important, guys. All right. Now, before we get started, I'm going to dox everybody. Chat does look smaller than usual. Okay. I figured. Okay. Okay, what that tells me is I need to. Okay. So this sometimes happens like you don't understand how, and I'm not saying you guys don't understand. For me, I don't understand how everything's going to look for a template until I like actually activate it. Maybe, you know what? Let me try this. That's better. And then I'll just get rid of the Burger Cam 5000. I kind of like this. All right, hold on. With a new template, you always got to kind of like figure everything out. Oh, come on. Just move. Oh, come on. Why won't you grab it? Ah, there we go. Properties. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. Cancel. Oh, I got to cancel both. That's why. Well, I forgot I have text on top of. Okay, there we go. And laptop cam. There we go. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So how, first of all, before we worry about, yeah, actually, you know what? This is great because I can actually like read. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Now, um, let me catch up. And then what I also want to ask right now is just how everybody's day's gone for today. Like, how was your Sunday? I believe everybody's in Sunday, unless you're in Japan right now, and then you're already Monday morning. My cat is a chunky goober breed. Is that a technical term? All right. That's what we're here for. We'll help you through the bugs and the screw ups. That's why you guys are awesome, Eric. Thank you, man. Snoop Doggy Dog. All right. My favorite Snoop Dogg song is What's My Name? All right. Just got back in from raking leaves. Okay. On a half acre. You got to bounce for 45 minutes. It's okay, Osaka. We'll still be around. Um. All right. So let me see what we got. Rolled all my quarters up from the candy machine. Oh, are you like a candy machine owner, Jonah? My Sunday has been a struggle, man. I slept as soon as I got in, watched some football, and more of my series. It's an Irish crime drama. I'm sorry to hear it's a struggle, Yukram. I hope you're doing okay these days. Um, Remember, Yukram, you can always jump into like Discord anytime if you guys need to talk or anything like that. Like, we're always there for you, dude. My day has been fine, more or less. I'm glad to hear, Meadow. Oh, a calico. Interacted with torties in tuxedos. Do you just refill used bottles? I do refill bottles for my juice, yeah. I know some people are like, microplastics, no. Um, like I reach a certain point where I throw them away. I don't just keep redoing it over and over and over. Like after I've redone it a couple times, I will throw them away because my mom will be like, "You're drinking microplastics," which is probably true. I probably eat a credit card a day. Um, Makes me miss having a cat. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I understand that. Like, that was one of the hardest things when I moved here. Like, I had to say goodbye to my cat, and like, I pretty much raised that cat from a baby, back in Japan. So after that, like, I had totally fallen in love with cats. I was just like, I love cats so much. I was never like a huge cat guy. I had a cat when I was a kid, and he died like really fast. Like, we brought him in off the street, and he was really happy, really nice, doing really good. And then he suddenly started to get like really skinny really fast. And we took him to the vet, and he had feline leukemia, and he died like 7 months after we got him. So, I mean, I guess the good thing is we gave him a really nice, comfy last part of his life. So after that, I was a little bit devastated about cats. Like, it was hard for me to imagine adopting another cat. Um, I do always get them checked now. If I ever get a cat, I get a check for that right away. Um, Then I got Pochan, that beautiful white baby that you saw back in Japan. He's still doing amazing. We saved him from a rice paddy. He was drowning in there. His um, his eyes were so messed up from having wound up in like a muddy, muddy rice paddy that we had to put like, how many drops did we have to put in his eyes every day? Like 16 drops or something like that. Six. That's what it was. Now you think 6 drops, big deal. Now, if you've ever tried to do eye drops for a cat, then you'd be like, no, 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 that is a big deal. It's not easy. Oh, you rescued your wife's cat? She now has her and a little turd. That's cool, man. I always love to hear when people like do rescue animal stuff. This guy too, Deco, was a stray who was taken in by a place called Kitty Town, close to us in West Bradenton, and all they do is take in strays. They check them for any kind of diseases. If they're good to go, they give them all their shots. They chip them and tag them, and then they sell them for $20. That's it. This poor boy was on the street for 7 years before he became a house cat, and he is the sweetest boy ever. He's like doubled in size since I got him. He was a skinny mini when I first got this boy. Gigi, that's cute. Gigi's kind of just like a nice name for pretty much saying like grandpa, pretty much. He's a very moody black cat. Hey, Skeletor. Dude, Skeletor, welcome back, dude. I was hoping you were okay, man. I hadn't seen you in a while. I actually asked about you to make sure you were doing okay. Skeletor back from the grave. Never a truer statement made, Jonah. I'm glad to see you back, man. Oh, yeah, Deco is like a really, really sweet cat. Honestly, I think he's almost too sweet. Like he was super skinny when we got him, but like when I went to the kitty town to like adopt him, they live in like incredibly nice little cages and stuff. Like, to give you an idea how nice Kitty Town treats the cats there, they have a inside and outside area that's huge. It's probably the size of my lanai is how big it is. And it has cat doors where they can just wander in and out as much as they want. Got a little fenced in area outside, and then like a nice little house air conditioned area inside. And in that air conditioned area, it's got like a whole cat jungle gym set up all the way around. And it even has an LCD TV on the wall playing like bird videos and bird sounds and all kinds of stuff like that. There's all these toys everywhere. There's a ton of food for them everywhere, like in different bowls.
and he just kept sitting in his little like cat nest or whatever you'd call that little cat pillow that they and he talks a lot. Like Deco's a big thing is he's a big talker, and I really like when cats meow a lot. Like it's very cute to me, and so that attracted us to him right away. Like my wife and my kids, because even my wife was in town when we adopted him, and so was Kenny, my eldest son, and so we all went together to adopt Deco, and we checked out a couple cats. One of them was so massive. He was like almost like a tiny bear. He was so big. We almost adopted him, but then we went over to Deco's and he kept meowing a bunch. He kept talking to us. And then the saddest thing I saw though was when he would try to get out of his cat bed to go eat. One of the female cats there was like super aggressive and would like attack him. So he went back to his bed. And so my theory is that he never got to eat very good while he was there because number one, that cat stressed him out and would attack him when he would try to eat. So like he was super skinny when we brought him home. His fur was kind of like rough looking too. It was kind of scroungy. And we brought him back and first 2 days he was super scared and kind of like really worried and the first night we had him, he like did those long, sad meows all night long, and I thought, oh my god, what did I adopt? Is this cat gonna keep me up every night? But the second night already, he stopped doing that. He came out for the day, the second day, but he'd like run back to my kid's bedroom and hide inside of like underneath the mattress. He made this like hole in the bottom of the mattress, which it's fine. I didn't buy the mattress, so I wasn't like overly pissed off or anything. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, you made yourself a hidey hole. And by day 3 or 4, he was like Genki as could be, happy, um, ready to meet us each time, sit on our lap already, get a ton of pets. The only thing that was kind of strange is he's never been interested in toys. He's never been interested in like scratch posts. Um, he's not really interested in doing like a lot of playing. He's more just like, I want food and I want pets and I want to talk a lot. And that's a deco. That's his three things that really make him up. Yeah. Yeah, he was just a scared boy when he came in. Like, the one thing that is still kind of like the street cat in him is he never gets tough, but if you leave anything like bones or meat or anything like in the trash, he'll seriously consider tipping over your trash to get it. Like he'll be like, that smells good, Daddy. You don't mind if I just get a little nibble? Deco, no, you get normal food now, bud. You don't need to do that. All right. You got two cats, Fluffy Ginger Cat and a Ginger Bicolor. They're sisters and litter mates. Aw, I love to hear it when people have cats. I think everybody should have cats. The thing that I love most about cats is they're just unique every time. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of dogs actually. I've had a German Shepherd, I've had a Labrador Retriever. Um, yeah, some people do have cat allergies, you're right. I used to have cat allergies, but I actually got like allergy shots for like years to get over it. Um, and well, we had a chocolate lab was the last dog we had, and every dog we ever had, I'll say dogs are very loyal, they're very friendly, they're very cute. I love dogs, um, but all of them kind of have the oh, you're my master and you're the best. You're the best master ever. Do you know I love you so much? Even you've been outside for 1 minute, now you're back inside. I'm so happy about that. You're the best. And like every dog is kind of like that, like for the most part. They're just like really happy and glad to see you and loyal and happy to walk and happy to smell everything. But every cat is kind of like super different. Um, which is like very, very interesting to me. Like there's some cats, like I've known people who have cats who like, yeah, I've barely ever got to pet him because he just doesn't like me or anybody else. And you're just like, wow, that's very selfless of you to keep that cat in your house and continue to feed it. Um, then you've got like, for example, my other cat, Poe, he loves to be picked up and held. Like he'll yell at you to pick him up and hold him for a while. And you carry him around with you as you're like starting to get ready for the day, like a baby and he'll look up at you like, "Oh, you're the best. Thank you for holding me." And then he'll bug you nonstop to get food because he's like obsessed with food. But he'll never ever let you pet him like long term. Like he'll never sit in your lap. He'll never like cozy up to you on the couch. He'll never like he hates that. If you even tried to pick him up, like he'd love to be picked up, but if you tried to put him down on your lap and then start to pet him, he'd be like, "Oh God, get me out of here! This is ridiculous." Whereas Deco is not happy about being picked up. If you pick him up and cradle him, he's kind of like, put me down. Like he won't like fuss and like, throw himself about, but he just is like, this sucks, put me down. And, but he'll sit on your lap for like hours. Every night when I go to bed, if I lay down, he'll climb up onto the bed with me. He'll lay down on my stomach and then like just let me pet him for, I guess, until I pretty much fall asleep. I guess I don't know. I don't know what happens after. Maybe he robs me and takes my wallet. I don't know. But I love him. He's a sweet boy. All right. All right. What do we got here? The one dog I had that I love the most is we had a dog named Dixie who was like this massive German Shepherd. And like when they first got Dixie, I was a baby, so like we bonded like really close and stuff. Like he was super protective of me, and I could like hold on to him, and he was so massive that like I mean he was bigger than me until I think I was like probably 5 or 6 years old. He was a massive, massive German Shepherd. When we used to take a walk around the neighborhood with him, people would be like, "What kind of dog is that?" And they'd be like, "Oh my God, it's just a massive German Shepherd." I remember people always saying that. Um, and I was, yeah, very close to that dog. It was a sweet boy, but it only lived about 13 years, and that was about it. Uh, yeah, every cat has a different personality. That always blows my mind. By the way, welcome, nature nerd. Always happy to see you here, bud. Okay, so anything current events going on right now, or anything you guys want to talk about before we get into the games, or anything like that? Any issues on your mind, or any news topics you want to talk about? Anything and everything's okay. Nothing's held back. All right. Um, are there a lot of cat folklore? Yeah, dude. There's all kinds of like cat yokai and stuff like that. The two-tailed cat. Um, there's a bunch of cats. Like there's especially like cats are like seen as like kind of like Dodobo or like little thieves and stuff like that. There's like a yokai version of cat. Like you've seen in Yokai Watch. There's that cat with it's like red. It has two tails. That's like one of the yokai cats. Say again? There's a blue one and the red one, right? Yeah. And they're always depicted as having tattoos, but the tattoos are like on their fur, which is kind of it's cool, but also a little bit confusing at the same time. Man, I gotta get WD-40 for this thing. And there's a ton of cat folklore, and cats are considered very lucky and everything like that. What happened to the stream last night after that surprise flash? No, YouTube never hit me up with anything about it. I'm just gonna kind of let it ride out. Um, I think that I'm probably okay on that because first of all, like it wasn't ferociously, it was only just like a topless scene. It wasn't like, like Cyberpunk, which goes full nude, which is kind of the first time I ever played that scene. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So, and plus the graphics weren't like photorealistic. I don't know. Maybe I'll be okay. If they flag it or something like that, I'll just take it down. I mean, big whoop. Or maybe I can edit that last part out. I will be totally honest with you guys though. I already refunded that game. Um, it's a good game. It's a great idea. Oh, and if anybody's wondering what game I'm talking about, it's Slitterhead. Um, it's a good game. It's a good idea. The story's even pretty decent. The character exposition is a bit hyper fast. I think we could all agree to that. Um, and I feel like it's a game that like you could get really good at if you put some time and effort into it, and like really you could probably learn how to fight like really awesome and make videos about like this is what 1,000 hours in Slitterhead looks like. There could probably be some pretty sick kills. I just I don't have time to invest like that. Like it have if there's a game where I'm gonna invest myself into like getting really good at fighting and like learning all the secrets and being awesome at it, it's gonna be like a FromSoft game. That's the only games I ever get super dedicated to where I'm like, the rest of the world must wait while I play this until I'm excellent at it. I was drawing on and off while listening to stream archive and commentary videos as background noise. Oh, thank you, Meadow. That's nice of you. You're saying you were playing my stuff in the background? I appreciate that. Anytime you guys do something like that, that helps out the channel a lot. You know, whether you're listening or not, if you're just letting it play in the background, that helps like algorithm and viewership quite a bit. I don't know what's going on recently, man. My views are bad right now on my pre-recorded videos, you know, my regular JFAC type videos. It's plummeted. I don't know what's happened, but sometimes one weird thing that'll happen with those is like sometimes I'll go through a dry spell where the views are like I release the video and only gets like 300 or 500 views, but then like 1 or 2 months later, suddenly it shoots up to like 2,000 because it finally got the viewership that it normally gets. So I don't know what's going on recently. It's probably I think I've kind of screwed up the rhythm of my channel with these streams because it's kind of a brand new thing for my channel. I mean, we really only started this year after what? After the summer, really. That's when we started doing this. Um, really though, it's okay. Again, I've never really been crazy about the views. Like I've never really been like a view monger. Um, you know, of course, I'm always very excited if I make a video that does suddenly skyrocket in views. I know, it's so annoying, right? I probably I might need to go get WD-40 tonight. I've got a bunch in my shed, so I can fix the sound. I'd never switched this seat up with you before. What happened to the? Okay, we did that one. I was drawing. I'm sure you're fine. Oh, yeah, the dialogue was kind of weird. The dialogue. So okay, what was really weird with the dialogue is it started out with them talking in like Chinese, and then they started talking English, and then the entity that has no body that you play as, um, it they would make it have a voice, and like it would show like what it's saying, but its voice was always like, and it's just like, don't don't even make the voice. What are you doing? Like just like if he's telepathically talking to them, just let it be telepathic and silent, but like making this weird kind of guttural sound for a non-corporeal creature. Why? Like, what is? I couldn't understand why they did that. It was so strange. It was it was good in the sense that it was very unique. Um, I liked the very gritty urban noir Kowloon, you know, cramped, cluttered, crowded um, Asian urban life. It was very cool. The character models were pretty ugly. I gotta say, those were just really ugly. And I'm not, you know, I'm just saying, like, no matter what race it would have been, I'm not saying Chinese people. I'm just saying, no matter what race any of the characters were, the way they had created the faces and the bodies is just like, what is going on? Um, it looked really bad. So the graphics were kind of trash. Um, I like the idea of the slitter heads, which are like pretty much a parasite takeover. Um, I don't know how I felt really about them always being like flower people. So I don't know. Um, one of the most horrifying aspects of Siren, which this is apparently like the predecessor, not the predecessor, the forget. I'm losing my vocabulary as I speak. It was the game that come after Siren. It was made by the makers of Siren. Siren was scary because um, you could fight, you could hit stuff, but number one, it was hard to get equipment that allowed you to properly hit um, the what were they called? Shibito. That's what the enemies were called in that game. And so that made it kind of like a panic sort of situation where you're always kind of like looking for something to be able to hit the creatures with. And number two, their deformity and mutations and stuff were far more creepy and grotesque. Like, I mean, it was just um, mind-bogglingly horrific. Um, Siren New Translation is by far one of the scarier games I've ever played in my life. Um, there's a couple scenarios in that game where it's just like, because of who your character is, because of where they are, and because of how the enemy is acting, it really intensifies the creep. Um, there's one where you start the game inside of the closet of um, a group of like they just look like a normal Japanese family, but they've all been turned into shibito, which means like killed, raised from the dead, and then like driven mad. So like they're trying to carry on their day like as normal as they can remember, like from their living life, but they're all like dead and rotted. So like their bodies are kind of like sort of drippy husks of what they used to once be, and they're trying to act out like how they used to carry on in real life. So like the dad's there sitting in the family room with a TV that just has static on it, like clapping and like ha 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 and like cheering on a team that doesn't exist on the TV. Um, his wife keeps picking up like a pitcher of tea and like carrying it to the kitchen and then carrying it back, and like it's like bone dry, and she doesn't really realize why like nobody's drinking it because she's like dead and her brain's rotted out, and she keeps like laughing every time that she brings it and like kind of makes sounds like here you are, like that type of thing. And then the daughter is like um walking up and down the stairs and going to her room and like doing homework, but like all it is just like her scratching a bunch of squiggly lines on a paper and then just being like, I finished it, and like it's just kind of this mockery of what life used to be for this family before they were killed and turned into shibito. And like they have these like manic looking smiles on their faces as their body just like cracks and rots. And you're playing as nothing more than like I think she's like a 9 or 10-year-old girl, and you're defenseless. Like there's no way you can stop them or hurt them or hit them, and you're creeping around the house trying to get past them. And so it's not only like they're on a predestined path to keep walking through, and like the reasoning makes sense is because like they just keep trying to recall what they can from their normal life. So that's why they keep trying to reenact all these sort of normal life type scenes, but making them profusely a mockery thereof. And it just is like sad and horrific and like gross. Like the house is falling apart. It's been in disrepair for ages. And they're still trying to walk around this thing and live like a normal life, but everything is chaos now. Like everybody in this area has been turned into Shibito. So it's a decrepit house that's falling apart with people whose bodies are falling apart, whose minds have completely fallen apart, and you're the only sane person in that situation trying to like scoot around and hide from like the madness that these people are infected with. It's really creepy. And there's another one where he plays that same little girl, and you're in a hospital full of nurses that have like been killed by the main doctor. um they're patrolling the hallways over and over again, But because they were killed by the main doctor, like he killed them with like a shotgun, so like their faces are all like blasted and like ripped up, and they're like cackling and gurgling as they try to find you, and it's just I remember that's an intensely horrific scene. All right, let me check up on what people are saying and stuff. YouTube is having a moment. Oh, yeah. Meadow, you're totally right though about the dialogue. The dialogue was kind of weird. They were going too fast from point A to point C. Yeah. That was the only thing that was weird about that game last night. It was pretty much just called like, and the main character was like a living exposition drop. Like she's like, "Oh, I get it. You infected me because it allows you to use your most powerful powers and give me blood claws that allows me to rip apart the enemies even quicker." And he's like, "I'm glad you have learned this so fast." I'm just like, "What the hell? Like, how is this? What?" Like, you'd be like stuck in silence and shock for like days after all this stuff happening. And she's just like, "All right, then I will help you. And each night I will patrol looking for people infected by this disease." And you're, okay, wow. That wasn't a hard sale, was it? Um, well, at least you got a tight community that you can get to know instead of thousands of people that you can't really. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Eric, dude, I would never trade this. I would never trade this for like, if someone said like, "Oh, you could have like a massive community that would really hang on your every word and you'd be super popular with them, or you could just have like a tight knit group of friends you enjoy, you know, screwing around with a game every night." I definitely take what I got now, man. I don't ever want to be reliant on YouTube or streaming to be like a source of income. Making a little extra from it is okay, but um, I feel like if you hold on, let me. Uh, After eating all that, you guys know what happens. My body tries to fall asleep. Uh, if you become dependent on that, if you become dependent on that stream, on that giant group showing up every night and dropping you dollars and everything, ooh, I got cat hair on my mouth. Then you also take on the stress of making that your main source of income. And, um, the second any of that starts to fall apart, like for right now, my views are low. It doesn't stress me out at all. I don't care. Like I've got you guys, my best friends here hanging out, chilling with me on stream. Um, we've already got like inside jokes and everything and stuff we love to talk about on the Discord. We're trying to get like movie night going on there and a TTRPG we can play in voice chat. And like that's what I would do if like real friends in real life that I was like living next to or in a college dorm with or whatever. Like it feels like that. That's the huge reward. That's the gift of having this, is that I've got people close to me. We're there for each other. We talk to each other. We help each other through things. You guys helped me a ton during this storm. I mean, you guys kept my sanity in check on that one because I was like at a dark point, especially right before I was about to leave. Hold on. What? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and stretch this out. I'm very, very ego driven and I need to see my picture as big as possible. No, I'm just joking. I just want to see how this stretches out on here, how it looks. I got to do something with the kanji too, because while I like both of those kanji, the one is harmony and the other one is love, but just right next to each other doesn't really kind of make any sense. It's not a proper use of the kanji. Like they could be by themselves, but right next to each other, it looks like you're trying to make a word, but it's not really a word at all. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. We're gonna jump in there and get a game going in just a second here. Lucky Spec. Oh, Ishigaki. Dude, I've been to Ishigaki. Ishigaki's nice, man. Good choice, Lucky Spec. Um, what it? We went to Ishigaki, and then what was that tiny island we went to? Do you remember? Kohakajima? Yeah, you went there. Oh, you were a tiny baby though. Never mind. You would not remember. You were like maybe not one yet. Kohakajima, I think it was. Was it Kohakajima?
Hold on, let me just check. Because if you're at Ishigaki, you're close to Kohakajima, and that's quite an experience. Kohakajima. Karushima, Hatoma, Hayama, Ishigaki. What is the one? Dang it, what's the one I can't remember? I think it's called Kohakajima. Hold on. Ishigaki. It's really far out there. It's like so far out there that you're literally like you're close to Taipei. That's how far out. Ishihama, Takatomi. It's like a micro island. Dang it. I can't find it. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's called Kohakajima. It's a micro island, so even just trying to find it on the map is hard. Um, they don't have cars out there. They have ox, and you can like ride ox around. Ox is kind of like um, it's like a bull, but nice. They're kind of like slow and just sort of happy to eat grass. Uh, hey Alexa, how do you say ox in Japanese? Hey Alexa, how do you say ox in Japanese?
Ox in Japanese is you.
Gyu? Is it a gyu? Yeah. It's got like horns that come down like this. Hold on. Oxen. Okay, oxen. How about that? Hey Alexa, how do you say oxen in Japanese?
Oxen in Japanese is you.
Gyu. I've never talked about them in Japanese before. Let me see. All right. Oh, ushi, like otoko no ushi. Yeah, not gyu. Gyu. That's all I kept saying. All right, sorry. Hold on, guys. Um, Sometimes Alexa kind of cracks me up with its answers. The most annoying thing Alexa will do, like, you'll be like, "How do you say um profuse accident in Japanese?" And it'll be like, "Profuse accidento." And you're like, "Wow, thanks for just turning it into katakana. You're really helpful there. Thanks." It's kind of really like deliberate attempt in Japanese. Deliberate attempto. And you're like, "No." Um, okay. Um, Hunter x Hunter. I need to watch more Hunter x Hunter. I started to watch it and I thought it was like kind of too happy-go-lucky, but then I heard like slowly it becomes like darker and darker and darker and darker. So I should have given it a longer chance. Um, all right. I'm just going to finish off this last one here and then we'll get started playing something. In the meantime, I just love to read chat, man. That's one of my favorite things. Oh my God, yeah, Ikram. Do you contemplate life after finishing a great movie? Absolutely, dude. That's when you know you've seen a really great movie. Um, if you want to have a video game like that that'll really make you contemplate like what is life, like what is human, Soma. It's my favorite game of all time. The best horror game ever made, Soma. Yeah, Julie was coming to conclusions way too fast to be natural. Yeah.
Yeah, Meadow, you're totally right about how like the dialogue and everything was going, that she should have calmed down and just like slowly asked questions, but instead she's just like, wow, that was really crazy. I can't believe I didn't die. Wow, I've got blood claws now. Well, now that I have blood claws, I think it's okay if you possess me at any time, and then I will help you actually find who is the leader of this monster group coming down from space, most likely. They are aliens and they are possessing people randomly. And you're just like, yo, Julie, can you take a chill pill? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Julie. Hi, Scott. Hey, Pepguard, welcome back, man. What social groups are rejected in Japan? Mm, what's my YouTube name? Unrested. Unrested. Okay. Are you gonna join chat? Okay. Who? What are you playing under right now? Minecraft Maki. Okay. So Pepguard again. Another great question. Um. One of the groups, like, so first of all, otaku. Um. There was a time, especially after the Akihabara stabbings, where otaku were kind of like more of a black sheep. Um. But recently, people don't care so much anymore. Like otaku are not completely like banished to the nether realm. Yakuza still, yeah, very much so, like outcasts. Homeless people, homeless population, like, you'd be surprised. There's kind of this like sort of natural habitat that goes on with like, some they first of all, homeless people are like very polite in Japan. I know that sounds crazy, but like they'll try to like stay out of everyone's way as much as possible. And most of them, even though they're homeless, they actually work. They pick up cans and like turn them in for money. And they'll go like on a daily campaign to do that every single day. Is it? Is my voice super low? Maybe is your volume low? That's pretty loud. All right, I can't listen to it as I talk. That'll like drive me insane. Okay, so um, it's the homeless population kind of makes up like their own camps. The police will usually let them actually set up little like houses that they create out of like tarp and like cardboard and stuff like that. And they start to take care of each other. And then even some maintenance and janitor people who work at like major apartments or like major companies and stuff where they like have to throw away a ton of stuff every day. If a homeless person comes by and asks if they can like take the cans or take the cardboard or whatever, they'll start to like leave it out for them to take, and they'll then take it to like a recycling area to get the money. And so trash starts getting picked up even faster and for free by the homeless. So it's kind of this like, like if a homeless person did try to like wander into the mall or something like that, or started to like, you know they're not going to be bothered for the most part. Um but if they, I don't know, there'd probably be some places like if they went in, people would be like, hey, you can't be in here, you need to be dressed better or something like that. But Japanese people, for the most part, kind of they leave homeless people alone, and the homeless people leave other people alone. Um, what? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That happens in America too, man. It's kind of really sad. Yeah, I mean that kind of stuff happens all over the world. My son was telling about how he heard that some homeless people were killed by like a group of drunk people in Japan at one point. It's kind of like, yeah, I mean that kind of stuff happens. That's very rare. That's like a very unique, super unique case. Like kids did it, yeah, right? It was like a bunch of drunk like high school kids, right? Or maybe were they college? Why?
Yeah, recently there's a lot more homeless kids in Japan because the parents don't take care of them, which is kind of like crazy sad. Like, um, I heard recently in Osaka, there's a group of homeless kids called the Glico kids, and that's because they hang out on the Dotonbori Bridge underneath the Glico. That's really sad, dude. Yeah, the Glico kids, which like it sounds like that sounds like super happy, upbeat, right? Hey, we're the Glico kids. And Glico makes like a lot of candy and stuff like that. Oh, does it? Some people. Oh, mm, that's good. Japan does have homeless services and stuff like that, but often a lot of homeless people in Japan don't want to take on the services. Uh, why? That's a good question. One of the main reasons I've heard um, is some of the people, like especially homeless people who used to be salaryman, they chose to become homeless because they were just so sick of the strict regimen of being a salaryman. Like they were sick of all the rules, sick of paying for everything, sick of working 12-hour days, sick of dealing with a boss. So for the first time in their life, they're free of everything, right? So they just don't want any rules anymore. They're just kind of like, I'll do whatever I want. I don't want to have to, because some of those places, like you have to be back inside by 5 p.m., you have to be out by 5 a.m. Some of those people, they're like, I'm sick of rules. I'm done. Max Minecrafter, my favorite viewer. Stumpy7191, welcome to the stream. I think this is the first time I've seen you on here. Hey, Scott, longtime viewer, love your content. Help me through some very rough times. Oh man, that's one of the best compliments ever is like when my videos have provided someone with like a way to just escape going like, dealing with the rough times. There's so many YouTubers I've watched that have done that for me. Like where I've watched their stuff and they've kind of like picked me up and, brought me through to the other side of like a rough time in my life. And if I've ever done that for someone else, is like I feel like that's the best compliment you can ever get as a YouTuber, that you gave someone a little bit of escapism, a breath, a chance to just take a deep breath and get out of whatever the, chaos was surrounding them at the time. So thank you for that, man. I really appreciate that. And I'm hoping you're in better times now. Come back and check in on your stuff from time to time. I really miss your Osoroshi Saturdays. Stumpy, I've got an Osoroshi channel now, right? It just started like a month ago. Um, Hold on, I'll post there right now. Here's Stumpy. I'll post from the Osoroshi channel. Hey, it's me, Unrested, as Osoroshi. The new channel is called Osoroshi Nights. I got a new video coming out soon. I just need to finish pretty much the outro on it. I think I'm probably going to finish it tomorrow. I really hope I'm going to finish it tomorrow. That's my goal. Oh, we got 26 people watching. Nice. Oh, thank you. RJAI, or is this RJAL? Hey, RJ, like there's a channel now for Osoroshi. It's going to just be only Osoroshi videos. So I just commented from it. Oh, Scott, what card games did you play? I enjoyed Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Blackjack is another good one. I used to be a big-time Magic player. I still have actually some Magic cards that are probably worth some decent money. Oh. Hold on. Sorry, I put too much in my mouth. This was me. I used to play Magic, and I would only play black. That was it. My biggest, I used to make like a Thrall deck, and I still have it to this day. I have a Lord of the Pit, and I used to keep a Lord of the Pit in there, a bunch of like rats, plague rats,
and a bunch of thrall tokens, and that's how I would play the game. Just keep creating massive amounts of thralls and Lord of the Pit, and just sacrifice them to Lord of the Pit and make him more powerful. And my deck was almost completely made up of Fallen Empires cards, if you can imagine that. And I still have a ton of those. I probably have like 3 or 4 solid decks full of Fallen Empires mixed with just random other cards. They're probably worth some decent money at this point, but they're actually in Japan right now. I got to get my wife to send them to me at some point. I don't know what's going on. Every time I look away from my chat, I look back and like the chat's gone all the way back up to the top. I don't know why. Smash Crack. Does Japan have drug problems? No, not really, not at all. One thing you got to realize in Japan is that even very low level narcotics and stuff like that, like even things that are legal here in America, such as weed and stuff like that, are considered like level 400 narcotic, instant jail. If you're even caught with like a gram of a gram of a gram of weed or anything like that, you're going to jail. Like there's no question about it. If you're even caught with like the residue of something, you're going to jail. They do not play around when it comes to drugs. They're incredibly strict. And I've seen probably 3 different people separately either get kicked out of Japan or go to jail for drugs because they thought they could come there and still indulge in whatever they were into back in America. It does not work out. And the only reason I saw this happen is because I was part of large English teaching companies that one had like 900 plus teachers. So within those 900, you're probably going to watch someone go down. And I did a couple times. We're the Gleeco kids. Yeah. Sadly, the Gleeco kids, they're in a dark place. Most of them are running away from abusive homes. They're usually like, what would you call it? Shoplifting, like alcohol and stuff like that, and usually getting pretty messed up and wasted underneath the Gleeco sign, where it has, that guy who's like running and it's like this, and that's where they live under. Apparently, my son just said though, he said like recently there's been social services that have been helping those people out a lot more, so that's good. Okay. In an hour, I'm going to finish making my oat milk and go to sleep. That sounds very wholesome, Meadow. Homeless people in Japan actually work and earn money. Does that mean they have a better chance of getting back on their feet and eventually getting a house? Actually, there's a lot of places that would give them jobs, but a lot of them don't want to work anymore. Like they don't want to work for a corporation or for a company or for a boss. Or there's a couple different types. There's some like homeless people who've become homeless because due to mental illness. That's probably, if not the most common, second most common reason. You got to remember, Japan has like a lot of social services and living on the dole. If you don't want to work, I mean, you can eventually get stuff paid for. Healthcare is pretty much free. It's only like it's you pay a little bit. You can claim disability pretty easily and get most of your stuff paid for. There is government housing that is free. It's very small and very tiny and usually very trashed, but it is free. I have a ex-friend who, actually, you know what? That would make a great video. The friend who became homeless. That's actually good for a story. I'll tell you guys a little bit about it right now. Hold on. I want to open my chat back up. There's actually a guy who used to be a YouTuber, who became homeless and is not homeless, but he was almost homeless, and he had to go on government help and everything like that. And I believe he's still on it. What was that sound? Was that the ice? I hope it's not raccoons out there in my trash again. Yeah, it's usually raccoons in our trash. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if let me see if he's still got his channel. Olden Youth. Hold on. He's definitely not making videos anymore, but YouTube Bullet Train. Why is it called that? Oh, no. That's okay. Hold on. Oh, there we are. No. He doesn't. He must have taken down all his videos. So there was this guy, I think he went by the name, it was Olden Youth or Oldie, and he was kind of like a YouTuber. He didn't really make it super huge or anything like that. But he did like a couple videos and stuff like that. He would never usually show his face. He'd cover up his face quite a bit. I think he was shy about actually being on camera. But he was actually half Japanese, half Filipino. And his situation was kind of rough. He had his dad was kind of like a traveling businessman. He got a lady pregnant one time on one of his trips to selling stuff in the Philippines, and later found out that she had gotten pregnant. And when he came back to like meet his son for the first time, that guy was Oldie, and he saw that the mom was like abusive and pretty much gave her a bunch of money to take the kid. Like he gave her the money and then said, "I'll take on raising this kid." But his dad felt, I think, really guilty for realizing what he had done as far as like left him with this abusive lady. And so he was never like very strict with Oldie, and he kind of just let him do like whatever he wanted. For example, he tried taking him to school to begin with, and he never really even made it through elementary school. So he was a traveling businessman, so he brought Oldie along with him. And Oldie got to see a lot of different places and everything, but he never really got like a formal education because his dad never really got like in trouble for, not dropping him off at school because he'd always be like on the go. His dad was Japanese, and eventually he kind of settled down back in Japan in Tokyo, and he opened up a leather shop there where like it was like leather purses, leather handbags, and stuff like that. And his shop kind of did okay for a while, and he kind of like was like, what could I do to, get my son involved in this and get him some kind of future? So he used a lot of his money to help Oldie open his own shop. And his shop was a shop that sold holistic, what do you call this stuff? Oils, like the type you burn and stuff like this, or you rub on your skin. And Oldie was kind of really into this. He probably learned quite a bit, I think, just kind of from his own research. But it's hard to make it as a shop in Tokyo. So his dad's shop made some money, like a decent amount of money, but almost all that money went into keeping Oldie's shop open. So they never really started to accumulate a lot of money from this. And in fact, it started to get so bad that eventually he was like, all right, all my money is going to rent and to opening your shop. So I think what we need to do is instead of wasting big money on expensive rent out here in Tokyo, is why don't we just move our shop out to an area with much lower rent and see how it works there, because then maybe my place, which is like a little bit profitable, will make enough that even if it's supporting your shop, we're still making income after that. And so, of course, Oldie was like, yeah, that's fine. And we moved to the Kyushu area, which is much, 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 much cheaper than Tokyo, probably about 4 times cheaper than Tokyo. And they opened the same sort of situation again, where his dad opened the leather shop to sell purses, and he added an extension onto the shop that allowed Oldie to sell his holistic healing herbs and oils and stuff like that. And I got to know him just from collabs on YouTube. Like, he would comment on my videos and be like, hey, if I'm ever in Osaka, we should, team up to make a video. And we never really got to do that. We did do some where like I'd send him a little bit of a video and he'd send me a little bit. But I think the longest we most hung out, he came one time with some friends that were YouTubers, and we all hung out as a group, like went out to eat and stuff. And then another time we had a big YouTube hosted get together out in Tokyo, and we all hung out. And he was never like too crazy about like trying to get a bunch of subs or anything like that. He just kind of did it casually to have fun. And a lot of the stories he would tell and stuff was just like Asian mythology from around the world. He had learned like a lot of different mythology and stuff like that from having traveled with his dad, and he was big into like buying books about it and like learning about it and stuff like that. And his channel was pretty interesting. He was knowledgeable, but he never really took running a business serious, which I can kind of understand to a certain extent. Running a business and marketing for a business is very different from just simply enjoying working in that business. Like, I love to do art. I even sell some art. But if I were to try and live off of how I market it and sold art, I would be dead broke, because I probably only sell like a couple things here and there, and randomly get jobs to do stuff. It's kind of like YouTube. Like, if I tried to live off of YouTube, I would be starving right now. So anyway, the shop never really did pick up on sales and stuff like that. And honestly, the area that they moved to in Kyushu just wasn't really a high traveled area that would be interested in buying expensive leather products, because a lot of the people in Kyushu don't really make like it's not as high an income. It's not saying people can't earn good money in Kyushu. I definitely know some people who do, but in Tokyo, where you'd be working around a lot of white collar guys who make like massive money from working high level executive Tokyo jobs as salarymen, and have a huge disposable income, not so common in Kyushu. There's a lot more blue collar jobs out there. There are salaryman jobs, of course, but a lot of them kind of live a more less fashion based life. In Tokyo, fashion's always all the rage. Like, you got to get the newest of the newest. Have something unique, kind of stand out from the crowd with what kind of cool stuff you're carrying or wearing. Even if you're a salary man, you could buy like a super, super nice ornate leather briefcase that you could take to work, and people are like, dang, where'd you get that? And stuff like that. Like, people would be impressed. Not so much in Kyushu. There's not really that same kind of culture of like, what kind of cool, unique fashion thing are you carrying around? It's more just a more conservative, laid back, a sort of family life, traditional life type style out in Kyushu. So his leather shop was like actually doing way worse than it ever did out in Tokyo. And sadly, near the end, his health started to decline too. His dad's health started to decline. And Oldie's shop was like never really selling enough to be sustainable. So as his dad was slowly dying of cancer, he eventually got one of his brothers, who is Oldie's uncle, to pretty much handhold and walk Oldie through applying for all of the social services that Japan has to offer. And that's pretty much what the uncle did. And I mean, very nice of him to do that and take care of Oldie and do all this. I don't completely know if Oldie understands how much of a sacrifice his dad and his uncle made to get him into the situation he's in, where he now has everything taken care of, but then he was able to move into a very small one-room government apartment that is like, really old style, show up tatami mat, dirty tatami mat, and like, dirty like shoji paper doors and stuff all ripped up and everything. And over the years, because Oldie didn't really make a lot, I would usually donate a camera to him. Like every time I upgraded my camera, I'd send him the older one. And once he got moved into there, his shop was closed down. His father had died. And he was like, man, this really sucks. Like, it's so hard to survive here. And I'm like, well, what are you doing to like survive? He's like, nothing right now. Like, I don't really want to work, and I don't really know any kind of job I'd want to work. And, like no one really wants to hire me anyway. And I was like, so what have you applied for and stuff like that? And he was like, I haven't really applied for anything, but I mean, like, who even wants to hire me? And I'd be like, oh, that's kind of defeatist. I think you've got some skills and stuff. There's something you could do. And the rough part, the thing that kind of was really rough for Oldie is he never learned to speak Japanese. His dad was an international businessman and spoke really good English because he had gone all over the world. And his dad was like the nicest guy ever, dude. Oldie stayed over at my house one time, and another time we hung out together in Tokyo, and his dad would personally write me letters saying, Mr. Scott, always call me Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, thank you so much for taking care of Oldies while he was staying out there. I know sometimes he can be a handful, which he really wasn't. So thank you for making sure he's safe and, well taken care of while he's visiting with you. He's a super polite, really well-mannered guy. But I think he kind of spoiled Oldie, where he never really like learned marketing, business, working skills, like, what a hard day of work was like. He kind of just had everything kind of handed to him by his dad, who was like a business dude who just saved up a bunch of money, came back, kind of retired in Tokyo. And I guess he never had learned any skills. Like he never had learned any marketable skills, any kind of enter the job market type of skills. The other thing I never understood is he would refuse. He'd get actually like physically and emotionally angry when any of my friends and I would suggest to him that he become an English teacher. He spoke English. That's all you got to be able to do. You don't even need to be able to write English really well to become an English teacher, because you're almost only teaching verbal English. So we were like, I remember even Tikio Sam tried to hook him up with a job teaching English, and he got angry at Tikio Sam for that. When he no longer could get any kind of job anywhere in Japan, and he was now in like a government help apartment, barely living off of like the tiny dole that they gave him. He was desperate enough where he was like, what should I do? I can't, like, I'm barely able to afford anything. And he was like, could you like at least like give me your oldest camera and your oldest computer? And I was like, okay, let me make a deal with you. Okay, like I've got a couple leads out there in Kyushu that would be willing to work with you to like get a job. And I said, I called them up already. I told them you can come in and interview. It was a guy who ran like a kindergarten and everything like that. And so I knew like you're not going to come out to a kindergarten teaching English having to know like really high level, like this is how you diagram a sentence or anything like that. You're pretty much just like doing daycare services while talking in English. And I said, like, you should go out and try out for this job. And if, you are able to hook yourself up with one of these jobs, then I'll send you like everything for free. I'll send you the camera. I'll send you the computer. And at first he was like really angry about this. Like he was like, why does that have to be connected to the computer and the camera you would send me? And I'm like, well, I think it's fun to do YouTube. I love it. And I know you do too. But I worry that you won't be focused on like your survival, and you'll get carried away with, making more YouTube stuff and things like that, and not focused on like how you're getting your next paycheck. And he was like, all right, fine, whatever. Like it was the first time he finally conceded to me trying to issue like an agenda for him to succeed in some way, some small way. And he was only a little bit younger than me, but I had to kind of talk to him in this way because of how he had been raised by his father, who had kind of like really spoiled and babied him up until the point that he died. And so he went to these interviews, or at least he told me he went to these interviews, and he's like, okay, so I'm just waiting to hear back on these. I don't know. I didn't really like the one kindergarten. It was too crazy and loud. The other one, like they want me to change diapers, and I'm not going to do that. And then the other one, like they said, maybe they'll hire me. And I was like, all right, man, hey, good job. Like, good for you, man. I said, all right, well, if they're going to hire you, it's going to be within the next couple of days. I know how hiring works in Japan. It's like quick, unless they're on the change of a season as far as like new enrollments and stuff like that. So I actually called the place up and I was like, so how did it go? And he was like, how did what? Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, how did it go with like the interview with Oldie? And he was like, no, that guy you told me about never showed up. So I was like, okay, sorry about that. Called up the other place and was like, hey, so how did, the interview go with Oldie? And he was like, I saw him come by and like he talked to me for a little bit, but never ever discussed like a job. And I was like, all right, well, he at least tried to do something. I guess he never really tried to interview. He just kind of went in there and like was like, hey, what's this place? And they're like, oh, we teach English here. And he was like, all right, cool. And then walked off or something like that. And in the other place, he's like, all right, so he came in and we only had like one little test about like, um, would you be willing to like follow the dress code here? Or would you be willing to, come in on days that are like Saturdays and Sundays to work? Would you be able to sometimes have to stay late if like a kid's parents don't come pick him up? And he said he kind of like flat out refused. And he's like, I'd like to give him a job. He seems like an okay guy, but like just the refusal from the start and the interview, he's like, I'm looking to hire people who will say yes to anything. He's like, I know it might be some long hours sometimes or kind of hard, but I'll be frank with you. I have a lot of gaijin who are more than happy to handle those kind of hours. They're just happy to get a job. And I was like, I totally understand. Makes sense. So I called him back. I called Oldie back and I said, hey, look, like, I don't know if you're going to get the job at the one place you went to. With the other two places, like, what happened? And he was like, I looked in there. It didn't look like a place I'd really want to work. So I only really interviewed at one. And I was like, okay, what was our deal? I said, like, I'd send you that stuff if you were able to get a job. I was like, I can set up some more interviews and stuff. I can check out because there's another guy out there in Kyushu I know. You guys may have heard of him. He's another J vlogger known as Mexican Samurai. Super cool guy, extremely nice, extremely knowledgeable, ready to help you with anything. Like the nicest guy you will ever talk to. I did a couple collab videos with him before, and he just has like so much wisdom to teach you. He's been in Japan probably longer than any of us J vloggers. And he had so many, I could have sat there and listened to him tell tale after tale of like all the different places he worked, all the encounters he had, the troubles he's gone through in the past, the way he's kept his own school. He's got his own school and it's a very successful school and he's like his little own business and everything like that and is doing great, raised an amazing family, done amazing stuff. He like hosts people going back and forth between America and Japan and everything. He makes money off of that. It's like such a cool setup that he's got. And so I was like, I could probably call him and that guy would let me know like what else is out there for a Kyushu to get a job. And instead of doing that, he was like, hey, how about this? How about I just send you $100 and then you can send me um, the computer and the camera? And I was like, I'm not really looking for money. I'm looking for your future. And he was like, yeah, but like, $100, that'll at least pay for the shipping. And I was like, all right, I'll tell you what. Go ahead and wire me the $100 and I'll use that to send it to you. He's like, I don't have a bank account. And I was like, you don't have a bank account? Like, how do you not have a bank account? And he's like, I don't like to deal with banks. And I was just like, all right, okay. Send me, and like in America, you can't send money in the mail, but in Japan, you can do a certified mail where you pay for certified and they'll make sure money that you send in the mail will actually get delivered to you. So I was like, all right, send me a certified mailed Ichiman, which is like close to about $100, and I'll use that to pay for everything to be shipped to you. Because I wanted him to do something to earn this stuff. Like do something adult to earn this. I wasn't interested in the money. I would have probably actually lost money. It probably would have been like more than $100 to ship a PC and a camera. I mean, it probably would have been like probably $100 to $200 really to make sure it got there safe and everything, because you got to pay for it to be insured and everything like that. And he was like, all right, I got this. And so I'm waiting around, and he calls me up and he's like, yo, I heard the money is already there. And I was like, you sent it insured and everything? Because I didn't like, if you send, I mean, not insured. You sent it certified? Because I said, if you send something certified, the mailman does not drop it off in your box. He'll literally like knock on your door, and it's like a sticker attached to the envelope, and you have to sign it and peel the sticker off, and like he collects that. And then like they make sure they hand deliver it to you. Like they physically watch you pick it up. They do it for stuff like credit cards, bank books, and cash by mail. And cash by mail is still something that can commonly happen in Japan because people still deal mostly in cash. Um, and he was like, "Oh no, I didn't." He's like, I didn't really want to pay for that." He's like, "It was like an extra like goju, what was it, like goju-en or something like that?" The goju-en is like 50 cents. All right, it's like less than 50 cents. And I was like, why didn't you pay for that? And he was like, it's going to get there safe anyway. Japan's like super safe. And I was like, it's cash in an envelope. Like, I mean, first of all, we're foreigners. Our mail gets opened up all the time. Japanese check your mail sometimes. What are you getting, bud? Oh, Dr. Pepper. Okay. I was like, you don't want to send something like $100 in an envelope. Well, I never got it. Like it never came, and I never got it delivered. And so the last time I talked to him, I was like, look, if it comes, you're lucky, and I'll use it and send you the stuff. And never got a certified letter, never got cash in the mail, never got anything. I'm sure something happened to it. I'm sure maybe he really did send it, but there's a reason you don't send cash in the mail not certified, because guess what? It disappears really easy. Japan is safe. Japan doesn't deal with a lot of crime, but you don't know who else is seeing that envelope where there's cash inside. And you'll know if there's like money inside of an envelope. It makes the bill, they're very crisp, but their bills are pretty dense in Japan. Um, and I just never got it. So I just like, he kept calling and being like, did it come? And I'm like, no, dude, I never got it. Like, this is why you need to send it certified so that we could track it. Like, I don't even have a tracking number to see where it is. And he was like, all right, I'll go talk to the post office today. So he went there. He's like, hey, I found out there's like no way to track it at all, like no way to find out. And I was like, yeah, because it's not certified. That's why I said certify it. He was like, all right, I'll just go back and ask again tomorrow. And then I was just like, all right, fine, whatever. And then he'd like call again and be like, is there? And be like, no. And eventually I just stopped answering the phone because I was just like, it's never coming, man. It's been like 3 months now. If it didn't come, it's gone. It's stolen. It's not there anymore. And because I stopped answering that, I just got sick of it. I was just like, how do I help a guy who won't even help himself? And so he started calling like friends and stuff. And was like, hey, Scott won't pick up his phone anymore. Can you call him and ask him if he got the Ichiman in the mail? And like I had people like Victor and Tikyo Sam and people call me. They're like, hey, did he try to send you money in the mail uncertified? And I was like, yup. And they're like, it never got there, did it? And I was like, no, of course not. Like, why would you ever send cash in the mail? And he just like refused to ever get a job, refused to ever. The last time I talked to him, he had some idea in his head that like he had made a friend in Germany and had been singing songs on his ancient laptop and recording them and sending them to this guy in Germany. He said, that guy in Germany said that like he's in charge of like soundtracks for movies. So probably I'm going to get hired to be like making a soundtrack for a German movie. And I was just like, oh, okay. You're completely lost. You're completely like not living in the same reality I am. You're living in like kid world when you're like nearly, 40 years old at this point. I gave up. I stopped talking to him, and now like, yeah, he's still in like that government housing. Uh-oh, hacker. Sorry that went on for so long. That story always kind of annoys me. So I had to tell somebody, and I told you guys. I don't think I've ever told that one before on my channel. Shoot, I lost chat. Give me a second.
Um, give me a second. There we are. Dude, Horror Stories, what's up, dude? Awesome to see you back again. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Like he had like all these crazy ideas about like that he was and all right, report him, bud. Yeah, but like I don't know, like he didn't really sing great or anything either. Like I don't know where he got this idea that he was going to be singing for soundtracks. Like I was like, what are you talking about? You're going to be like on a soundtrack. I'm like, do you have like a connection to like a recording studio, or do you like? I tried to see is like maybe I'm the one being unrealistic and he really does have some kind of connection I don't know about. And he's like, no, I've just been like recording it on my laptop and sending him this. And I was just like, oh my god, dude, what is he talking about? Like, so I mean, he's not like mentally ill or anything like that. He's just like not. He never took on like adulthood. I think he's my same age, like 40 something, 40, 43 years old or something. And he was talking about like making soundtracks for German movies by singing into his laptop microphone. And I was just like, oh no. You're like um yeah, and so that's a YouTuber who almost ended up pretty much homeless. Like he would have been homeless if that uncle hadn't done a favor for his brother by like getting him enrolled in every single social service thing Japan has. So like there is that's how I know like you if you don't want to be homeless, like Japan will take care of you. I mean, you're not going to live like a fabulous life, but Japan will take care of you. Um, let's see. But he could have gotten a normal job in Japan, man. He could have. It's so easy to get an English, especially teaching English for like little kids. No one ever wants to do that job. No one wants to be like a after school kindergarten English speaker. Like you don't have to do anything for that job. You literally just like run around taking care of little kids. Like it's a normal nursery school, but you get paid salary as, someone teaching at a middle school or a high school. It's still like at least $2,000 a month. That would have been like buckets of money compared to what he was getting from the government. I think like he got a total of like I forget how low it was. It was some insane like Ichiman Sansen to live off of for every month for like his apartment was paid for, like his tiny little place he lived in was paid for, but Ichiman Sansen a month is like imagine trying to live off of $130 a month for groceries. I mean that wouldn't even buy enough ramen, I don't think. Um, but I don't know. I kind of gave up. I just stopped talking. What? Me? No, I'm not. I was before, but not anymore. Really? Because my PC seems to be okay. I don't know. It might be your server. Um. All right. So let's see. Yeah, he passed on the job opportunities, Meadow. Like, oh, Daniel, what's up, dude? Welcome back. I hadn't seen you around in a while, Daniel. Glad to see you here. Yeah. Oh, you sent me a message on Discord, Ahmed. Sorry, dude. Sorry I didn't see. I actually tried to start talking to you a little bit last night, and I haven't checked much on Discord today. I'll get back on there and talk with you. I'll try to see if we got a chance to chat either tomorrow or like some other time this week. I sound kind of tin canish right now. Really? Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Let me see if I got something messed up on my. Hold on.